It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brood Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas and Southern Missouri. It is Tuesday, February 6, 2018. It is 7 a.m. And how you doing, Scooter?
I am wonderful.
Yeah.
It's a little warmer than yesterday. It's still chilly out there, but it's not 11 degrees when I left the house. I'm okay.
Yeah, a little bit warmer. And we'll get to the weather here in just a minute. And so we just want to welcome everybody Down on the Corner program. We've got Mickey Pendergrass, County Judge, and at the far end, Carolyn Robinson, be bringing our prayer in just a minute.
Awesome.
And so, another day, another dollar.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, what's going on with you?
Not a whole lot. Like I said, I got up this morning. I didn't have snow on my car. I was happy for that.
That's always a good day when there's no snow in the car in the morning.
Hey, you got to admit, though, it was a pretty snow.
Oh,
it didn't
sure
cause any road issues here.
Makes the judge smile.
Everybody got their snow, and he didn't have to work so hard.
You must do like I do, keep your car in the garage.
No, Amanda does. What are you getting? I'm married. She keeps her car in the garage. She owns the garage. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah. We're enjoying Brood Awakening Coffee here. I hope you're doing the same thing as you heard in the introduction. 3 locations to serve you: Balmer Boulevard, BRMC Lobby, and the 62 East Plaza out by Anytime Fitness. The best coffee in town is Brood Awakening. If you're not drinking Brood Awakening, drinking dirty water. I went out to see Mike yesterday at Brood Awakening. I got a big old bag of coffee I bring in. Fresh, roasted, ground beans, all ground up.
You're bragging about this big old bag of coffee that you bring in, but it lasts you like 2 days.
Yeah, this one lasts me about.
Do you drink his coffee, Mickey?
Once a month.
Once a month. About all you need. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like going and getting an oil change.
Yes.
I mean, we're good.
Got to do it.
Are you saying my coffee is a little strong?
No, would I say that?
No. Everybody drinks it, either shaves their nose or runs circles around the studio. And we appreciate Brood Awakening Coffee for being our morning sponsor here on Down on the Corner program. And, of course, our morning prayer is brought to you by
Ta-da.
Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect. Great group of folks.
They really are.
The
Great
communities of
down to earth.
Arkansas, in time of need. It's a very tough job, and they do it so well.
And talking to them, we've had them in here, and they have such a passion for what they do, and it's such a tough job to do. But you talk to them, it's like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah. And I don't know how you realize that. Yeah.
Takes special people to do that work and to do it so well. You rely on Roller Funeral Homes. With all our respect, Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bringing you the morning prayer. And once again, we have a student from the Mount Hope Christian Academy. And there's our logo coming up now. Ta-da-ta-da. Mountain Home Christian Academy. They take no government funding. They teach no Common Core. They get a great education at Mountain Home Christian Academy. Great staff, administration, and fine facilities there.
It's a great program. I'm glad that we can partner up with them here, and then we're starting to partner up some with our youth wrestling program and stuff. So it's great organization. I love the people there.
And this morning, Carolyn Robinson, a Mountain Home Christian Academy student, will be bringing morning prayer. You ready?
Ready. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this wonderful day, and I just thank you for everything you've blessed on our community and our country, Lord. I just praise you for all the many blessings you've laid upon us, and I just thank you for our MHCA, Lord, that you just blessed our community with that area, that school, Lord, that they're teaching what God has to say for us, Lord, and that we can grow up and know the truth, Lord. I thank you for our community and all the people here that just support us and everything. I pray for the firemen and the police officers and the men and women in the Army, Lord, that you just bless them and protect them, Lord. And, Lord, as they protect us, we just pray that you would protect them, have your hand and watching eyes over them, especially, Lord, the first responders, Lord, that are here for us. We just thank you for that and them and all that they do. Lord, we just lift up our president, Lord, that you'd help him make wise decisions, Lord, in all that he does. I thank you for our Congress, Lord, and our government, that you just put your hand over them and help them make the right decisions and what to do for our country, Lord. And I pray for our country and just all the states, areas, everywhere here in America, Lord, that you just protect us and just help us to remember that we are children of God, Lord, and that we're all treated equal. I thank you for getting to pray on the TV today, that you just bless all the people that are listening, Lord, that you'd bless them and that they'd know that it's you talking to them. And thank you for all these wonderful things you've given us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
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 Carolyn Robinson, Mount Christian Academy. Wow.
Is she a big activity going on tonight?
What's going on tonight at the...
There's a basketball game.
Is there a basketball game? Is there? Weather permitting?
Yes.
Weather permitting, yeah. Don't worry, Mickey's here. He'll keep the roads clear.
Yes. We'll just get the dome erected.
It's the last home game in senior night.
Senior
Last
night. That's
home
what I was
game,
thinking. There was
senior
going to be an
night.
activity that, because I have a granddaughter that's going to be a part of it. So
You can help the Mountain Christian Academy financially. Call them at 424-6622 as you just saw a fine example of what is taught at Mountain Christian Academy.
Go by and support them. I mean, seriously. And like you said, this is their last home game, and it's senior
Senior
night,
night.
and it'd be
Yeah.
a good thing.
Could be a little emotional for a few kids.
I haven't seen one of their games. I'm thinking about stopping by and watching.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Got to support
Right
them
on
a
the
little
way
bit.
home.
There you go.
Morning weather brought to you by Greg Farm Services. For all your farm needs, check out Greg Farm Services. And what'd you go buy? You got hay and what? Some other feed?
Oh, we get hay, feed.
I can go by and
I
get a
get
chainsaw
seed
arm
from them.
bar.
I spend a lot of money at that place. If you have any kind of land, you're going to spend some money at Greg Farm Services.
I messed up my chainsaw bar and my chain. I gotta go by and get a chain and a bar for my chainsaw down there.
They'll have it.
Oh, I guarantee you they will.
power equipment are not for some people.
Do what?
Power equipment is not for some people.
Well, me and chainsaws just don't get along, let me tell you.
I'll send Amanda over there. She'll take care of
Is
you.
she good with a chainsaw?
She actually is really good with the chainsaw.
I got this one to bind.
Surprisingly.
I got mine in a bind and bent the bar. Pinched it, you know.
Yeah, you're right, Mickey. Some people shouldn't have power equipment.
I'm better with a ratchet and an impact wrench in my hand.
No pun intended.
Weather brought to you by Greg Farm Services right here in Mountain Home. I'm going to bring this up. This right here is the winter weather advisory. That one's not as detailed as this one over here. I'm going to switch on you here,
Go
Scott.
ahead.
Right there.
It'll switch screen.
And we hit home. As you can see, the purple is the winter weather advisory. Comes out of north central Texas to, I'm going to just say, southeast Oklahoma, then all of north Arkansas, half of southern Missouri, half of Illinois, half of Indiana, parts of Kentucky, just moves on up into the New England area. Then you can see a separate front back behind in Kansas, Nebraska, and on the Iowa-Missouri line, back up into Illinois and Iowa there as well. And so temperature-wise, we're starting the day at 28 degrees here in Mountain Home. We got 25 at Harrison, 34 at Hardy, though, 34 at Mountain View, 29 at Yellow. You know, if we can just get those temperatures up a little bit, maybe keep it from freezing so bad. 29 at Yellow, 34 at Marshall, 27 at Calico Rock. It's 31 at Poplar Bluff, but it's 21 in Branson. So the contrast between southwest Missouri and southeast Missouri is 10 degrees already. That's kind of scary. 24 at West Plains, Missouri, minus 17 in Watford City, North Dakota, and 18 degrees in Anchorage, Alaska.
Walford City's colder than Anchorage, Alaska. There
It
you
stays
go.
cold in North Dakota. I talked to my son up there, and it's, you know, yeah, it warmed up today, Dad. It's 3 above, you know. Yeah,
Oh, they're having a warm front.
Having a warm front come through up there. My goodness, it's cold in North Dakota. Right there on the radar, you can see in Kansas and Nebraska, coming out of Colorado right there, there's a little bit of precip. And then we got a little bit here in the southeast part of the country, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. And you can see a little bit down in there. A little bit in northeast. I just now noticed that. I'm going to grab that radar stop right there. Monroe, Louisiana. they're getting a little bit of shower activity there. Been a while since I've seen something pop up on that part of the radar. And so we'll check those roads in Arkansas, and of course the county judge there, we're going to be talking with him here in just a few minutes. All roads in Arkansas are clear. 65 north-south going to Branson, Little Rock, 63 at West Plains at 160, Highway 67 Poplar Bluff down through Little Rock looks good. Interstates 30, 40, 49, 55 in Arkansas, good at this time. Shall we go to Missouri there, Scooter?
Sure.
Let's hit St. Louis first. Little bit of activity there in West County, St. Louis. I'm not seeing much on 44 or 70. A little bit there around Sedalia. That should be on US 50, I think. And yeah, it's starting to show up south of Sedalia, over around Clinton, Missouri, south of Kansas City. So there's the first part of it right there.
Isn't that what Jerry would call a swath?
A swath.
A
yeah,
swath.
Be a swath of
Yeah.
precept. Anyway, I got a note from.
We do want to thank Great Farm Services for
Great Farm
sponsoring
Services
the weather.
sponsoring the weather.
If you're in there, remember to thank them for sponsoring the weather and bringing it to you.
And let's see. If I hit the right thing here, I'm going to read this. We have a PSA from Training at Barron Creek. Training at Barron Creek will be offering our Introduction to Defense Carbine class for the first time in 2018. It's the perfect opportunity to learn the fundamentals of proper and safe operation of defense carbine. The class will be on Sunday, February 25th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can call them and reserve your spot. Go to trainingatbarroncreek.com, Introduction to Defensive Carbine. And we're going to bring Mike Sisk and maybe Elka King in and talk about that.
Awesome.
And Dr. Robinson, what was a senior night basketball game and things at Mountain Christian Academy? Public's invited to come on out for that?
Junior varsity boys play at 5:30.
Yeah.
And the senior varsity boys play after that with the senior night program in between both games.
Well, it's going to be good. Good
All
activities there
right.
at Mountain
So
Christian
starting at
Academy.
5:30 with the junior high, and then after that it'll go into the senior, and they're having their
Their
what do you
senior,
call it? Senior night.
senior recognition.
Yeah, be
Wow,
sure to
that's
look for
pretty
the
really cool.
senior champion, you know, the most valuable volleyball player. She's going to be in that court, so
Are you related to him?
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
As my wife says, it's her favorite oldest granddaughter.
Favorite oldest granddaughter. There you go.
Any other activities?
The Mountain Home High School Bombers wrestling team will be headed for conference this weekend. So if you see any of them, wish them luck. They're going to need it.
We're week 5 on Saturday of Soul Sneakers basketball.
There you
week
go.
5 of 6. We got this one more.
Yeah, you're looking forward to the end of it. I know.
Been a long season, let me tell you.
I understand.
We're going to
I
take a
understand.
break. We're going to visit with the county judge, Mickey Pendergrass, right after this. Thanks to Carolyn Robinson coming in and doing the morning prayer. Outstanding job. Outstanding job. Anyway, Scooter, take us to break. We'll be right back.
To get rid of the numbness and tingling, why don't you try a better approach to health? Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Osgood, and at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we heal the whole person the natural way.
At Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we take a hands-on approach to chiropractic care, massage therapy, and nutritional counseling. Our 20 years of service has led to successful results.
When I come in to see Dr. Osgood, sometimes after one adjustment, I have immediate relief. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 adjustments.
I recommend Mountain Home Family Chiropractic because it really works and keeps me pain-free.
Mountain Home Family Chiropractic supports the community by donating to Mountain Home Food Basket and the Lions Club. Request an appointment with us today at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. Excellence for your body and frame alignment.
Coming in 2018, VHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and Steadyform. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate-controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. DHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range, coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon.
Hello, I'm Charles Ferguson. Here at Mountain View Chevrolet, we still do business the old-fashioned way with honesty and integrity. And we have a good inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs from large to small. Our service department has all GM certified technicians, and our friendly salespeople are ready and eager to fit a car, truck to your needs in a price range you can afford. We also have a lot full of pre-owned cars and trucks, program and new car trade-ins to choose from. So come see us at Mountain View Chevrolet.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home. More than just propane, Reeves Propane provides you full-service propane delivery as well as tank and piping installation. We are your dependable choice, offering the very best in personal service with on-time deliveries and competitive prices. Reeves Propane also sells and installs tankless water heaters and appliances and can even convert your gas cook stove to liquid propane. So no need to fuss and cuss about bad service. Call us at Reeves Propane. We greatly appreciate your business and God bless.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Welcome back at 7:16 on this Tuesday, February 6th, joined by County Judge Mickey Pendergrass, and we've been kind of going through the weather maps and stuff, and it's February.
Yes, it is.
And you're sweating
all
bullets.
month. February is, and I've been seeing a lot of posts on social media over the last weekend, the last few days. 10 years ago this weekend was when the tornado hit in February, and it was like 70 or 80 degrees that morning.
Yep, I remember well.
We got hit by a string of tornadoes all across the state. The one run from Atkins all the way to Highland, 25-mile trip. But the year after that, we had the ice storm. So, and I remember in 92 and 93, we got a huge amount of storm and of snow, record snows for
20-some-odd inches
my lifetime here.
Yeah.
But 2002, it was December. But a lot of that came in February, and you never know what you're going to get. And we've got this low-pressure systems that are spinning in the southwest. It's jerking the moisture, which we sorely need, by the way, coming out of the southwest Texas, and it's spinning the moisture up out of the Gulf.
Do you have it on the computer?
I'm looking for it now to try to see if I've got that.
And that's what's drawing that Gulf, and it hits this cold front that's hit us. And the danger with what we got coming, I don't see that. I've seen some of the warnings and the cautions and the advisories that the National Weather Service has sent out. And, of course, our road departments, all the state, county, and cities, we watch this stuff really closely. It just terrifies us when you talk ice, because it's been cold now for 2 or 3 days and everything has cooled off. So most everything that's going to come down is going to freeze, and that's what makes this dangerous. And the state has done a really good job this last snowstorm with their brine mixture that they're putting on the highways, and it worked really well in that storm because there wasn't a moisture like this coming in behind it, diluting it and getting it off the road, so it cleared the roads right up.
Yeah, they did a good job.
But when it's this cold, you got to have a special brine mixture to melt it when it gets that cold. If it gets below 20 and stays, that's the scary part. But ice, when you're right around freezing to high 20s, the freezing rain, the sleet, and that's the most spooky part. And I know a lot of things scheduled in the community, so keep an eye on the sky.
Yep.
The problem is, they're calling, they were calling for more earlier, but now they're calling for 2/10 of ice accumulation. But
that's
2/10 of ice with it already cold.
Yes,
is a major problem on the road. It is it real fast.
Yeah, with the asphalt, 2/10 is not going to necessarily endanger gravel roads, but on asphalt, when it's that cold, it's not going to melt at all. And It's harder to melt it when it gets colder than what it is right now, but it's hard to melt it with anything that you have you can put on it, so you can try to get some traction on it. But yeah, and it could be black ice. That's if it's coming as freezing rain and clear, it's going to be black ice, and it's hard to see at times. And because a wet road or a road with a sheen on it looks like ice, it may or may not be, and you may not see the ice. So that
you'll figure it out when you get the anti-lock brakes and that pedal goes to thumping on you.
Yeah, and I've been trying to pick out a route because I'm scheduled to go to Little Rock in the morning, and of course I first got to get off my hill, and that's up to me to get it clear. So
borrow the sheriff's helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've got a map right here. This says this is active for February 6, 2018. As the judge was talking, the low pressure area, you can see that in New Mexico, in Texas. And what happens in a low pressure area is that's a clockwise flow, and it brings that moisture in from the Gulf, mixed with that high pressure that you see up here in Minnesota at the Iowa state line. You get the counterclockwise rotation there that brings the cold air in from the north with the clockwise rotation of the low, and it's just, remember the old Sunbeam Mix Masters?
Mm-hmm.
You know, grandma making a cake and get the beaters. That's basically what it is. You got those two things running in contrast with each other, but one's turning one way, one's turning the other. And that's what's going to happen here. Cold air coming in with the high, moisture coming with the low, and guess what? We get smacked with ice and snow and all kinds of crazy stuff.
And that's one of the unique features about the beautiful part of the country in which we live in. It makes it unique and makes it desirable a lot of the times of the year, but when you have the cold fronts mixed with moisture, wherever that connection is between the two counter movements and the moisture and the cold collide, and they say that's what happened in 92 and 93 when we got such deep snow, was it got here and it stopped.
Yeah.
And I like to tell people that usually happens somewhere between Kansas City and Memphis.
Yep.
Guess who's right in the middle of that?
And, how lucky can we get? Yeah.
And it brings us a lot of beautiful weather some other times of years, but this time of the year it's actually spooky to know what just
the weather is a little bit different in this. How do you budget for a winter? Because all this, all your trucks running all the sands, the scrapers, I mean, it's got to be an expensive.
Yeah.
That ordeal alone, keeping the roads clear, it's got to be a costly adventure to begin with.
Well, think about when fuel prices, you know, you go back 10 years ago, it's
just experience and over the years of planning for it, an average year, and that money's in the budget. The money to operate the vehicles and the fuel is a constant expense. We're going to be running them whether we have this weather or not, depending on what we're doing. The difference is we run them 24 hours a day when we have a snow and ice event, that if we can get them out there. And we have been budgeting the snow and ice equipment, the trucks that we have that's just specifically for that purpose, we work on year round. We use in at our shop with our mechanics. We bring them in and make sure, and then when it gets closer to winter or gets into the winter, we've got them in there, make sure everything will start and all the oils are up to level and the antifreeze is good and heaters work in them, which is a benefit to the drivers. You know. But we have upgraded a lot of equipment in the last 3 years in that respect. As far as our trucks, we've got big trucks now we did not have before. This last snowstorm we had just equipped. Well, the year before last, we started equipping them with their 6x6 old military surplus vehicles. Got 7,000 miles on them. We put huge spreader beds on them and put big snow plows on them and put fishing poles off each corner of the blade so you can see where it's at, because them things set up so high. But there's 3-axle drive. We've got 10 wheels on the ground with studs in them and all 10 drive.
Wow.
And what that did for us, it allows us to go into the outer reaches of the county. It doesn't affect anybody around town closely, but if we can go out to Promised Land Road, which was one of the first roads we did this last snowstorm, and he puts the blade down where it begins at Highway 5, starts the spreader, and there's some steep hills and crooked, sharp curves on that road, and he run out of material at Claire's Corner, which is about 4, maybe closer to 7 miles down the road. He was still spreading when he got there. We never were able to do that before. With our little trucks, we wouldn't have got a fourth that way, and we'd have to go back and get another load of material. And by the time he got to that point, that's a high-traveled road. A lot of people live down there in Marion County and Baxter County, and he had a line of traffic behind him.
He did.
Getting home, it was just right after church on Sunday, but that has helped us a lot. They're hauling materials today to replenish we use sawdust mixed spread, and we have access to some sawdust piles over in Fulton County, and they're hauling that today to replenish that pile. It's got plenty in it for any immediate storms, but that's what we're doing to get ready for this, is that we've got some trucks committed to that to make sure that pile's good. So we mix it up with a little salt and a few chips to give it traction, and the right kind of sawdust is pretty helpful on ice. It's amazing how much heat it'll help generate, and mixed with a little bit of salt. But when it gets below 20 degrees,
a little composting going there.
Well, it's amazing. I was out there when they started spreading, and they had the loader digging into the sawdust pile, and it was like you got a fire going out there because the steam is coming off of this pile, and it's generating a lot of heat in it. But it does give you some traction in there. It's very environmentally friendly, and it kind of gets into the ice and gives you the traction you need when you get that packed snow or the ice. So, but we do use that. They invented that and put it together several years ago, and we've stuck with it. So
good. So,
but we're waiting for this, and we'll hope for the best. A lot of things I know are scheduled tonight. We're scheduled to have a quorum court meeting tonight. When I get back to office today, we're going to figure this out, because they keep moving this thing a little earlier and earlier, because it was 7 o'clock. It's between 7 and 10. Now it's between 5 and 6. So
yeah.
When it starts, so we'll see.
I'm going to check real quick. I'll go to the KY3 app. They're normally pretty accurate on this stuff too. I've got the National Weather Service and Weather Nation pulled up, so we'll check this other. But they had issued, I think at 6 o'clock this morning, that statement.
Yeah, I read it.
Winter weather advisory.
I think it was before that when I read it.
From 3 p.m. this afternoon to 6 a.m. Central Time Wednesday. So about the time school is letting out till the time we start the morning program tomorrow. So we've got a long night ahead of us. What do you
Yeah,
say?
and I noticed the counties that are listed, they're not that many, and they're all across us, and we're number one, of course, in alphabetical order. But
yeah,
from Baxter to White County, north and south, this is in Arkansas. It doesn't include the counties in Missouri, because my information comes out of Arkansas. And then from it goes all the way down to Conway County, which is Morrilton.
Yeah.
And then in Van Buren, I was looking how far west this goes, but it's going to hit over in the Washington, Benton County area and come this way. But
Scooter, can we put that
real
graphic
thin?
on
It's a
real
real
quick?
thin line that's going through, and the last line I saw, it's pretty much we're in the middle of it. So I think we're pretty sure to get something out of it. If you hadn't got your breaded milk, folks,
grocery store alert! Here it is.
It's liable to run out. Thankfully, my wife got hers yesterday, and we're good to go. I didn't pre-start the generator, but I guess I can do that when I get home tonight, if I get home.
I'm about to say, you may not make it home.
If you can see on your screen, I know it's kind of a small area here, but this right here is Fayetteville, then Harrison, Mountain Home, Marshall, Batesville. This is Searcy right here, Jonesboro. Everything listed in the purple is under the winter weather advisory as we speak. And so here we go again, folks. So,
but we'll see. There's not a whole lot we can do about it. Drink some more Brewed Awakening coffee, I guess.
I reckon.
There you go.
We're stocked up. We got plenty. 7:29 on this Tuesday morning. It's time for another break. And we'll be back more with the county judge right after this.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either a terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Hi, I'm Ricky with Arch Trash Pickup. If anybody needs trash service in the area, please give us a call. Arch Trash Service is veteran owned, and I've been in the local area resident for over 20 years. I'll provide a better service than the other guys and even provide front door service trash pickup for those that aren't able to take their trash to the curb. We'll also pick up almost anything and even provide free recycling. I am Ricky with Arch Trash Pickup, and please give me a call for all your trash service needs.
7:32 on this Tuesday, February 6th, visiting with Baxter County Judge Mickey Pendergrass, and there's a question about that 511 number that pops up. You can call 511. It says here that only 35 states participate in the 511 system, and Arkansas is not one of them that I'm finding here on Google.
Okay, that explains that. Well, we got the error message. Good morning, Mountain Home, and where all we been seen at? Hi, folks. Where all we at besides Mountain Home?
Branson, Harrison, Yellville, Flippin,
West Plains,
Mountain View, Salem.
It's a large area.
Oh dear, some of my family up Missouri could be seeing me here.
Yeah, yeah. Scary thought.
Straighten up, yeah. Hi, guys.
Yep. Anyway, I got to thinking during the break, Scott brought up the subject of the budget. So let's say you budget, say, $2 million for winter. What happens to that money? Do you get $4 million next year if you don't touch the $2 million this year? Or you just
no? It doesn't work that way.
Don't you wish?
We end up using it.
Yeah.
I give you an example. Back in 2008, we got hit with a severe flood, and they had set aside a large portion of the road money to put in a bridge, which, by the way, has still never been built. But as much as I would like to build it because they're so expensive and what needs to be there is great. But they had set aside and made the plans, was getting ready for it. Well, when the floods hit, we had two sections of roads that fell into the White River. Denton Ferry Road and then the road down at going into Porterfield Estates, both fell into the river. So they had to divert that money. Yeah, down at Norfolk, and that was 2008. They had to divert that money to rebuild those roads and get them back passable so you could get traffic through there, because in the Norfolk area case, that was the only way in and out, and you had to get it done. Mm-hmm. So they used all the money, and it's never been able to put it back in for that bridge. So we can move money around like that for a similar purpose because it's road building, but that's what happens. We have other places we can go get it, and we may have a plan to rebuild a road this year, and if we get too big a storm and it causes damage, then we'll redivert that money to that. But the budget is pretty consistent. Road and bridge is funded basically by the road and bridge millage on your real estate tax bill, by state turnback funds that comes back, and severance tax, and PILT money, and a few other small items, and just under $4 million a year for the total budget to run 45 positions of personnel and all the high dollar equipment that we operate out there.
So you stretch your dollars about as far as you can stretch them.
We have to, but and we've gone to the most cost efficient way to keep your equipment up to speed is now leasing it. It's even hard because of the hurricanes this year. It's becoming difficult to find used equipment, but we have leased the last new trucks we bought and the last or we purchased, got in our inventory, and the last new graders that we got are all on lease program. They make the lease programs very attractive, and we can afford to pay that. And we save enough fuel by upgrading our equipment and mechanical downtime, because we put so many miles on all these rigs, they're going all the time, that it almost pays for the lease because of the newer equipment and the more fuel efficient they are. They all have Tier 4 motors, which if anybody's in the mechanical realm, they understand that. But that has to do with exhaust as well. But they're more fuel efficient, and they're I say sometimes that if you can operate these Xbox games, you can operate a Caterpillar road grader.
Leaves me out.
A lot of people don't know that, but they're all joystick and buttons.
I go down to
There's
old
no
time and
steering
play
wheel.
checkers, the old-fashioned way.
Hey, I got a son.
Now that's not true for Mack trucks, but
I got a son. If you need another driver, I'm sure he'd be good then.
Oh man!
But yeah, if you get the feel of the equipment and still know where to put that blade, that's how you operate everything. And it was difficult for the experienced old timers to get on them, but once they got used to the system, they love it. But it is hard to get them indoctrinated into this new electronic age. But yeah, so we are a lot efficient, and that's another way we save money to help afford the newer equipment.
So what's the plan of action? Let's say this comes in. Let's say that it comes Springfield, Branson, and Northwest Arkansas starts getting a little bit. Then these fronts come in at an angle from the southwest to the northeast. So if you had a line from Tulsa to St. Louis, and we'd be in the southeast quadrant of that line, your plan of action is just all boots on the ground immediately. You know that Promised Land and the state line is going to get it before Mountain Home or before Norfolk or Big
Well, actually, this last snowstorm we didn't get much snow here in points south, but they were getting snow in Promised Land and Clark Ridge before we got anything here, and that's why we went there
Did
first.
they get like 4 inches on the ridge?
As much as 6.
Up at the line?
Yeah, I get the weekly report from the work going on at the landfill of the reclamation, and they recorded 6 inches.
At the landfill?
At the landfill.
How far off the
Three
state line is
Brothers.
that?
It's not very far. It's just south of Promised Land in Oakland, but it's right there at Three Brothers.
No.
Just east of that. But that's what they put in their report. Whether that's true or not, that's what they reported there. Of course, they couldn't work with that going on, but so they got a band up there because it snowed up. There was a thicker band went right down the state line. You looked at the radar, and I was watching that thing, and it was just unique. It's like it was all squiggly on top and around on each end, and straight line right at the Missouri-Arkansas border. And I think, this is weird.
Yeah.
I think the old boys got the dome up again for Baxter County, but it did leak down into Promised Land and Clark Ridge area, and they did get more snow than the rest of us did. And so that's why we direct that, and we do have all boots on the ground. We have the crew split up to run 24 hours when we get a storm event like that. We've changed a little bit this year in that we have a smaller crew at night because it's more dangerous. So we have more on task with the equipment we have, and of course we try to put 2-man crew in all the trucks for safety purposes, because we get into some
messes,
outlandish places where some of our county roads are. You got to go where they're at, and so we try to take care of safety deals. Even though that was a small snow, it got slick in a hurry because it packed real easy, and I tell some stories of some of the guys, but they were just tremendous in driving and get in trouble for that. But they did a great job out there operating this equipment and getting the stuff spread so they get themselves in and out, and much less everybody else.
How many miles of road you clear right now?
Well, we start with each truck gets a list of roads. Well, they have it categorized usually by the traffic count, and they get a sheet of paper. You just give them a sheet of paper, and it's listed right down through there, on that list of roads, and that's their responsibility. And they start at the top and work through, and if they don't get all the way through it, they come at the crew change time, they hand that list over, and the next crew starts where they left off, and then they get to the bottom, they go to the top and start over, depending on the storm. So all these roads are divided up, and they're in different quadrants, so everybody's working right in the, very efficiently working within the area where they start. And sometimes, it takes you 30 minutes just to get where you start because of the conditions in the area of your responsibility. You can think about, we got to send somebody to Lone Rock or to Big Flat, how long it takes them to get there and go through the mountain.
It takes a long time to get there in the summertime.
Yes, it does. That's that's why when we get them down there, they can stay for a while.
So
and
folks
get a lot
don't
of work
realize that you're going to be, you'll take Highway 101 all the way to the Missouri state line to Gamelia, north of Gamelia.
And
then
all
you've
the
got
county
roads east and west of 101, Henderson.
All the way to the Bull Shoals Dam and all the way to Highway 5, the Missouri state line. There's a county road just south of state line there of Highway 5 and 201. But we do prioritize, much like we do our road work and for our paving and rebuilding schedule. You have to have some criteria on where to go first, and traffic counts. It's somebody lives on a road that they may be the only house or 3 or 4 houses on that road, and they're upset with us because we hadn't touched their road. And the one thing I have asked them, I said, what if we come clean your road and you get out here to the main road that has 400 cars a day on it, or maybe 1,000, and we haven't cleaned it? So we got to start somewhere, and we'll start with where the most traffic is and work our way back down, and we'll eventually, and it takes a while to get to all of them, but strictly paved roads were the beginning of the cycle, and if we can work in the gravel roads that drive into them, because you get a little more traction on them. But we do have to start with those traffic patterns. We have a pretty good handle on the amount of traffic and count on each road, so you got to get to main roads and then get to the feeder roads after that. It's frustrating for us. I lived in the far ends of a county road for 35 years, 40 years. I've been here 39 years, 38 years. Well, it'll soon be in May. It'll be 39 years. So, and until 2014, I lived at the back end of a county road. I know how it is. And I remember when there wasn't any roads plowed. You better have something to travel in and out, or you were just stuck. And you were lucky if the power didn't go out or you didn't lose your telephone, and you might not see them for 3 or 4 days. So, but we have upgraded. It's a lot better now. We get to as many roads as possible. Our utilities are a lot more responsive than they used to be, and so it works out. But one thing I discovered in the ice storm, and then the winter of 2013-14, where we had 4 snow ice events on the first of the month, 4 months in a row, and they were all bad. That's the state got hammered over that. That's when they got their new belly blade truck in this district. The thing I learned about that is people have forgot how to stay home. We go, and if we can't go, we're upset. We didn't plan to get our meds. We didn't plan to have this ready. We didn't plan to have that ready. And knowing that it's always got to be there, we make no plans for that, because we know we can just get in the car and go to town and get it. Or that we can pick up the phone and call somebody on the internet, and they'll ship it to us and we'll get it. Well, when things comes to a screeching halt, when we get one of these storms, about 24 hours, and
cabin fever.
If they get to third or fourth day, I actually enjoyed it in the ice storm, as much as frustrating as it was and as bad as I needed to be working. But I enjoyed working, cleaning up the mess. I just wish we didn't have the mess to clean up, and that's always true. But it could be a lot worse, and it has been. We hope and pray that it never is in the future, but we'll be there. And tonight we are scheduled to have a quorum court meeting. I'll have to see when I get to the office today whether or not we're going to still have it. Everybody's afraid to come in.
Well, we're going to take a break. We'll talk about that here in just a minute.
Okay.
And more with the county judge right after this. Scooter. With a large showroom of over 13,000 square feet, the Furniture Depot is your local choice for quality name brand furniture at prices anyone can afford. They carry a great selection of catnapper recliners, power recliners with lumbar support and lift chairs. Check out Furniture Depot's variety of living room and dining room sets in various styles and designs. And don't forget about their mattress gallery featuring Serta, Symbol mattresses, and adjustable beds. Family owned and operated, that's Furniture Depot, located in the Ozark Shopping Center in Mountain Home.
Life is too short to wear boring clothes. Welcome to Shabby to Chic Salon and Boutique, where we carry the latest trends and fashions and accessories at prices anyone can enjoy. Feel beautiful while looking fabulous with a large range of fashions that fits anyone's sense of style. You're sure to discover something unique and new at every visit. Shabby to Chic also features 12 professional stylists, aesthetics by Amy J, a nail technician, and 4 tanning beds. Excite your style at Shabby to Chic Salon and Boutique in Mountain Home.
Your White River Getaway starts at Cotter Trout Lodge, where you find convenient, clean, and affordable accommodations right in the heart of Cotter, Arkansas. Take advantage of the Natural State Fly Shop across the road for all your supplies and guided fly fishing needs. Countless delicious homemade menu options await to satisfy your hunger cravings at the White Sands Cafe. Your complete White River Getaway is cradled in the east arm of the historic Ruthven Rainbow Bridge at the Cotter Trout Lodge, Natural State Fly Shop, and the White Sands Cafe.
You've tried medications just cover up the pain, and you've tried dieting to help lose weight. Before you try something drastic like surgery to get rid of the numbness and tingling, why don't you try a better approach to health? Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Osgood, and at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we heal the whole person the natural way.
At Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we take a hands-on approach to chiropractic care, massage therapy, and nutritional counseling. Our 20 years of service has led to successful results.
When I come in to see Dr. Osgood, sometimes after one adjustment, I have immediate relief. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 adjustments.
I recommend Mountain Home Family Chiropractic because it really works and keeps me pain-free.
Mountain Home Family Chiropractic supports the community by donating to Mountain Home Food Basket and the Lions Club. Request an appointment with us today at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. Excellence for your body and frame alignment.
Coming in 2018, VHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and Steadyform. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate-controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. DHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range, coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon.
Hello, I'm Charles Ferguson. Here at Mountain View Chevrolet, we still do business the old-fashioned way with honesty and integrity. And we have a good inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs from large to small. Our service department has all GM certified technicians, and our friendly salespeople are ready and eager to fit a car truck to your needs in a price range you can afford. We also have a lot full of pre-owned cars and trucks, program and new car trade-ins to choose from. So come see us at Mountain View Chevrolet.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home. More than just
7:49 on this February 6th, and we're visiting Baxter County Judge Mickey Pendergrass and the impending doom of the forecast. You've got quorum court, weather permitting. What's on the agenda? You got what, 9 items?
Actually 10. There's one added. I penciled in there that we just sent out that has to do with the jail financing. But yeah, we have our regular scheduled meeting tonight, and I got 4 ordinances and 6 resolutions. Resolutions have to do with appointments to various boards, fire department boards, planning boards, etc., around the county. And we also, a couple of resolutions, or a couple of our fire departments are applying for a rural services grant, Clark Ridge and Rodney Jordan, and we do resolutions in support of that to go with them, try to help them get this money to improve their fire department. And then some appropriation ordinance moving some money around, which is a common item each month on there. We will have a report tonight from our audit report. We get legislative audit. We have to read it into the minutes every year, and so tonight is scheduled to be done that. We're glad to say we had a clean audit. And what issues they came up with in the preliminary we dealt with in my office and wrote a letter and told them how we was going to fix it. So we ended up with a clean audit, and it will be read into the minutes tonight if we meet, or if we don't, we meet.
Now, if this meeting is canceled, you just wait till next month?
Probably no. We'll probably just next week, if everybody's schedule allows. We'll just move it a week. You know, actually, we moved the meeting in January to the second week.
Yeah.
Because the first of the year falling on the date, but we'll see when I get back and try to poll everybody. I think that we could go ahead and make it, but you're taking a chance. Our meeting time is 6 o'clock.
What did the weather app say?
About 5. When it was going to start about 7, I felt good about it, but they keep moving it closer. So. But the big thing that we've been working feverishly on, you know, we're in the middle of this. The voters granted us the ability to expand our jail. We have a sales tax that will start to fund it in April. And when we go to bid, we have to have all the money available to us in one swell swoop. So we had talked amongst ourselves and come up with this really great idea to find out that nobody's ever done this before. So we're the guinea pigs, and I'm the guinea. Or the pig, I don't know which, but we are learning together on this process, but we think we finally got the line of credit. We did go to bid with the banks. One of our local banks got the bid to give us a real good offer. We had several banks participated, and we're supposed to close papers on that next week so that we can pay. We're in the engineering and design stage as we speak, so we have some bills to pay for that. We have an appropriation ordinance to establish the general ledger items to pay this stuff out of, and we're going to start that. That's been an addition. We've been working hard on it all week. We finally got it done yesterday. Had to consult with a lot of legal advice and financial advice, and by depending on those people, we've come up, we hope, with a good product. $4.2 million line of credit. Would you like to have that?
That's a big responsibility.
But it will have to be paid back, so we'll not use that, but we have to have that available because that's the estimated cost of the project.
That's not bad, though, $4.2 million to accomplish what needs to be done. That's not bad.
Not to give us about 50 more beds and a lot more quarters for other things than the improvements we're going to make there. If you've watched the inmate roster, and I'm sure you got the sheriff on later this week, he can catch you up on all this, but we've been running at capacity all week.
Yeah.
And I hadn't kept it on every day, but I asked him, I said, how many females is your capacity at a meeting last week? And he said 22, and he said, I don't even know how many's there. And I said, I do. I counted them this morning, 22. So that's sad. And we're also, when we get through that, and through the County Judges Association, 69 of the 75 counties in Arkansas and many of the cities in the state have joined together in a collaborative effort to go after some opioid manufacturers. And if we get any revenue from our successful in this lawsuit, that's going to probably be collaborated over the time with a bunch of other entities. We want the money to come back to the counties and the cities to help create drug courts, treatment centers. I was an opioid intervention. We got a grant here in Baxter and Marion County, one of 5 across the state, to address this problem, and it's huge. And I can give you some details, but that's why that you got 95 in there today, this morning. Our capacity is 101, and if you got 22 women, I mean, you're full there.
Yep.
If any of those has to be isolated, we're in trouble because we don't have an isolation room. But
you know,
you got
a lot
95.
of the what's the words I'm trying to come up with? There's state and federal laws that you have to abide by, even in the county jail.
Yes, federal laws. Yeah, jail
and
standards.
So, you know, and what the sheriff is trying to do is to utilize what he's got by staying within the parameters of the law, because it is what it is. We have the laws set forth, and we got to follow them, whether you're the sheriff or the judge or whatever. And so,
like Sheriff Montgomery said, he said, I could care less
right.
that they sleep on the floor. I have no problems with them sleeping on the floor.
But the federal judge do care.
Yes, they do. They do. They got to have a bed. They got to. There's only you can only have probably 2 per cell or something.
Something like that.
And he said it makes it a little tough.
Yeah, we can't. We have not been able to budget for the number of positions that jail standard says we need to have in that jail, so we don't have enough jailers. And with this help from the good folks of Baxter County, we will be able to, in next year, to start relieving all that, plus many other things. We've got some other great things going on in the county that we'll have time to talk about in the future, but the relief that we need at the jail will help relieve a lot of other pressures that's on county government and the funding of it right now. But yeah, we got a real issue there. What's driving it is the drug trade, is the addictions, and if you look down that list, you'll just see it over and over and over again. We need the whole community needs to be involved in trying to stop and help with this problem, whether it's an addiction to meth, opioids.
Well, did you see the Baxter Bulletin yesterday?
Alcohol,
the opioid epidemic has the deaths because of that addiction has now exceeded traffic deaths, I think it was.
Yeah, per year.
Yeah. And so
what's happening?
I am working to address that issue, and I'm going to talk to you later on.
Well, I have a lot of information on that, but I've been gathering and going to these seminars. But what's happening is the opioids become unavailable for those. It's a highly addictive drug, and a lot of times it's started by prescription, but or they stealing somebody's prescription, somebody that knows how to use it. I know I got it through my surgery, and I run from it because of the way it made me feel. But I know her.
You know Jamie?
Yes.
Well, she was here a couple of weeks ago, and hopefully I can get this correct. If you take a penny and set it here on the counter, the fentanyl that's inside, if you were to put enough fentanyl to fill Lincoln's ear on the penny, that's a fatal dose.
And that's what's happening, causing the deaths, is the opioid starts it, and then the cocaine that's coming in, that's a lot worse in other parts of the country than it is right here now, replaces it because it's more economical, it's cheaper. And some of the cocaine is laced with fentanyl, and it's some bad
I visited with
stuff.
Lisa House at Connecticut yesterday, and she's on school board and has seen the movie Chasing the Dragon.
Yep.
And she says, you need to see that. And so I got to make a point to see that. But
it is good.
And
it was a part of the seminar that we went to last week or week before last.
But I'm starting a personal project right now, and it's going to be addressing this. You know, we've had some suicides throughout the 3-county area: Fulton, Baxter, Marion, well, even Boone. We're going to be addressing that.
Well, that's part of that program. There was a grant made available, and if we can get the people that you can talk about what's going to, it was hosted here by the Farmers Extension agents out of Marion and Baxter County, Marion County in particular, but and held at ASU. And we had people there from all walks of life: education, medical fields, government, and business people, and that was part of it. But if you could talk about that grant and what that's going to do for it, and it's trying to get the educational purposes to try to slow down or to reverse the momentum of this drug trade and the way it's taken over, but and make the public very much more aware that when you have hydrocodone in your medicine cabinet,
if you're not taking it, take it down to the sheriff's office, put it in the drug collection.
And you didn't know the names of all of those.
We got about 30 seconds.
Final thought, Judge.
Well, stay safe tonight and be careful out there. We're pretty much going to get something tonight. The county is a reaction crew. We will react to whatever it is we get. The state does a little pre-treatment, which really helps you get home on the state highways. But be safe, be careful, and know it is February. It's going to happen, and we'll deal with what we can. And other than that, it's glad to see you.
And with that, we'll say goodbye. See you tomorrow.
Have a good day.
Thank you for coming, Mickey.
You're welcome.